Hello everyone, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Now for the next couple of days we'll be covering the best exotics to use for Trials of Osiris for each class. We're starting off with Hunters today. I'll be covering these exotics in a tier list format. For the sake of your time, I will only be covering the most important ones with some honorable mentions. I will include timestamps on the different exotics and my opinions on them, so be sure to look in the description. Let's get started. We'll be starting with the Dragon Shadow, which is my personal favorite. Now, the perk reads, dodging reloads all weapons and increases both movement and weapon handling speeds for a brief time. Essentially, what this means is it gives you quick draw for free, it gives you a speed bonus, and it reloads all your guns from your primary to your energy weapon to your heavy all in an instant. Now the reason this might be important to some, especially with this Revoker hard light meta, is because the Revoker already has terrible handling speed, but because the Dragon Shadow increases your handling speed, you essentially get quick draw for free, meaning you can pull off some nasty plays with the Revoker, like this one.
They're pushing, Hunter's pushing.
And on the other hand, if you do not have quick draw on your shotgun, which is the most important perk to have, you can use the Dragon Shadow perk to get quick draw on your shotgun that does not have quick draw. I know that's a little redundant, but you get the point. Now, the best way to optimize the Dragon Shadow is to have max mobility. The reason for this is the Dragon Shadow perk procs on your dodge. So, if you add 1 and 1 together, you want to get your dodge as quickly as possible so that you can always have the perk available to you. Having max mobility decreases your class ability cooldown, which in turn reduces your dodge cooldown. Having max mobility makes it so that you get your dodge every 9 seconds. The Dragon Shadow perk lasts 10 seconds, so you're essentially always having this perk activated. All in all, I think the Dragon Shadow is one of the best, if not the best exotic for the Hunters, so if you have not tried it, please try it. Now up next we have the Stomp-Es, and again I just want to reiterate that I will not be going too in depth into these exotics because I don't want to waste your time, so we'll go as quickly as possible. Now the Stomp-Es are pretty straightforward. The exotic perk reads increases sprint speed and slide distance, improves high jump, strafe jump, and triple jump. Now, these are very straightforward like I said. All it does is it makes you move quicker and it makes you slide further, so it's perfect for shotgunners. Snipers could also take advantage of this by using that increased mobility to get to sniper lanes quicker than everyone else. Not much else can be said about the Stomp-Es. I'm sure you guys have all heard of them, but give it a try. Now up next we have the Wormhusk Crown, which I hate playing against, but here you go. The perk reads, dodging gives a small health and shield bump. This exotic pretty much rewards players that make mistakes. What this means is that you're pretty much free to do whatever you want. You have many options when using this exotic. If you overpush and get hurt, dodge and you're able to survive a couple more shots and can run away successfully. If you overpush and get hurt, dodge, hide behind cover, and stall the enemy until your teammates come for the cleanup. Like I said, this exotic rewards players that make mistakes and can catch people off guard fairly easily. In Trials, surviving for a couple more seconds could mean winning or losing. Even though I hate the Wormhusk, it definitely takes the spot as one of the best hunter exotics. Here we have the rest of the tier list. I'll quickly go over why I put the rest in their respective tiers. Keep in mind that they aren't in order of best to worst. So let's start off with A tier, which is viable. We'll start off with Knucklehead Radar. Knucklehead Radar gives you third eyes, so you can always have your radar present when ADSing. Now this exotic is good for getting information, but it isn't better than any of the S tier exotics. Next up we have Gemini Jester. Gemini Jester disorientates your opponents and disables your radar for a short period. With coordinated pushes, your team could get some good benefit from this, but it requires too much effort to use over something like the S tier exotics. Next up, we'll go over the B tier, the somewhat viable or situational tier. First off, we have Lucky Pants, which are only great for hand cannons, and with the AR meta right now, they aren't the best option. Shinobu's Vow gives you 2 skip grenade charges and it improves the tracking. This is only useful if you use high or max discipline, which could take away from other stats that are important, like mobility invisibility and recovery. Next up, we have Foetracer. Foetracer is a shitty version of One-Eyed Mask's tracking, so enough said. Young Ahamkara Spine is next, which is just an improved trip mine. It can be given the same treatment as the Shinobu's Vow. Why run max discipline on a subpar subclass? Next up, we have 6 Coyote. In my opinion, 6 Coyote is best on top tree Night Stalker for the invisibility, but the super is garbage. Khepri Sting is next. Khepri Sting gives you the True Sight ability, which is pretty much just wall hacks. But if you don't have your smoke at the beginning of every round or so, you're wasting your exotic slot. Next up, we have Raiju's Harness, which gives you the ability to stop your middle tree arc staff mid-super, allowing you to save super energy and potentially getting it back soon. Now, the reason this one isn't in a higher tier is because it's an exotic that revolves around using your super, which you don't get that often, so it's pretty much just wasting an exotic slot. Last but not least, we have Frosties. Frosties allow you to recharge class abilities while sprinting. Trials of Osiris is a very slow game mode. You won't be sprinting all the time, so you're pretty much just wasting the exotic slot. And then the last tier, which is not worth the exotic slot. Do I really need to go over why Celestial Nighthawk is trash for PvP? Anyway, that's it for the tier list today. If you guys have an opinion on why an exotic deserves to be higher or lower, let me know in the comment section and why. I'm interested in hearing if you all agree or disagree with my tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow I'll make sure to post a Warlock version of this tier list, so stay tuned.